What's good, family? Smash the like button and subscribe. So, your boy, Tyson, Theory, and Francis, the Promethean, engineer goo, Ngannou, have got into some smoke on social media. Ngannou said, listen, about 2 weeks ago after he pushed, listen, what we do know is Stipe had the little cute toupee on his little barnet, and Ngannou knocked it off his cart. A little toupee, whatever it weren't glued on properly. I heard after the fight, listen, Stipe weren't even mad about the result. He was more mad at how his barber did his cut. His toupee was soft. His toupee was messy looking, all bouncing in the air and whatnot, all bobbly looking. It weren't on properly. Apparently, the barber didn't apply the glue very well, and obviously that's why you saw his barnet flopping all over the place. That was before Ngannou sent him into space, sent him and his toupee into space. Free. Makes me laugh. People rant and rave about Elon Musk and SpaceX. SpaceX? Listen, Ngannou do it for free. Yeah? No doubt. People want to say, oh, who's the first man to go to Mars? Stipe. That's who. I can answer that one for you already. Stipe was. 100%. Neil Armstrong may have been the moon one. Stipe, the Mars one. No doubt. And apparently, his toupee is still there as well. Couldn't retrieve it. Too messy looking. Anyway, I've gassed that one up too much. Either way, Ngannou called out Theory. Ngannou said, you know what? Theory looks kind of sweet to me still. Not being funny, but Stipe as good as Fury, if you ask me. Similar kind of fighters. You know what I'm saying? Similar kind of fighters. Ngannou's just another level, in my opinion. Ngannou just too big, too strong. That said, I do believe, yeah, these UFC cats, the Jake Paul's proven, they need some advantage. It can't be just all boxing all the time. I believe Ngannou versus Fury should be with 4-ounce gloves on, because obviously that means both men have, like, it's not an advantage as such, but at least that's what Ngannou's used to. We know he can send ons to Mars cheaply and quickly, efficiently, with 4-ounce gloves on. This whole 10-ounce gloves, UFC dons don't seem to be able to transition to it. Look at McTapper. McTapper was smoking dudes. Put 10 ounces on and he's blunt. Maybe Ngannou is going to have that. Maybe Ngannou will be able to. Listen, if anyone can transfer the power, it'll be Ngannou. That said, I just think it's much more interesting. Like when McTapper was fighting Floyd, when they made that announcement that the Nevada Athletic Commission said that they could change it from 10 ounces to 8, it was a massive talking point. And that was from 10 to 8. Never mind 10 to 4. In my mind, it completely changes the dynamic of the fight. I need to see that. With boxing gloves, it's much less, because with boxing gloves, you know, Fury, his defense is alright, and with them big gloves on, you can cover yourself pretty efficiently. With them 4 ounces on, it just opens up the whole dynamic. And I don't understand why boxing hasn't transitioned as well. Because in terms of excitement, and in terms of longevity for fighters, because looking at the health records, people don't seem to get too much head damage in UFC. It seems to be like things are a lot more succinct, a lot crisper. Them big gloves, they pad it, it means you get loads of blunt force trauma again and again and again. The UFC gloves, it's a lot sharper. I mean, just look at the UFC, just look at the heavyweight division in UFC. Everyone going out with 1 shot or 2 shots. In boxing, it's sustained again and again and again. It's never succinct. It's never clear. Most of the look at, for example, Fury versus Wilder. It wasn't clear. AJ versus Ruiz. It wasn't clear. Obviously, that's because of AJ's chin, but you get my point. The point is, these big gloves enable people to hang on better, when really they should be out. For example, Fury versus Wilder in the first fight. Fury, in 4-ounce gloves, yeah, Fury would have been out. He wouldn't have made the count. Them extra 6 ounces, that extra 6 ounces of cushion meant the difference between Fury being laid out for an extra minute or not. And I don't see why not. It's one thing when there was no alternative, but now the UFC's been around for 20 years. It's proven, the precedent's been set now. It can operate with 4-ounce gloves. Big men can punch with 4-ounce gloves, and it's not too dangerous. Or it's, if anything, it certainly doesn't make things worse. And the excitement, so you got no more risk, but 10 times more excitement. Boxing would be up there with UFC in terms of relevancy, surpassing it. I think the gloves is the key point, really. At least it's a point that we can actually change. Get the gloves changed, why not? It means people's defence has to be tighter. At the moment, people can hide behind the gloves. Them 4-ounce gloves, it's much more of a test of skill. You can't just tuck your, for example, look at Usyk, look at cruiserweight division. A lot of dons against Usyk were just putting their earmuffs on. Gassiev, just stand there, elbows in, chin down. And yeah, it's good to have tight defence, but still, you want to expose them kind of cats. Having 4-ounce gloves, it stops people turning up to a fight and just trying to survive. You can't just survive with 4-ounce gloves. Because guess what? If you come and just stand there with your elbows tucked in, the shots still go through. You have to actively defend. And that's how the sport should be. The sport should be encouraging or discouraging people coming just to stand there and drag the fight out. Because it also takes away from the champions. People like Usyk arguably would have had devastating stoppages against Gassiev in 4-ounce gloves. Because the shots would have, if you just stand there, the shots would have gone through and he'd have been knocked out. But because some people turn up not to fight, and you can just drag it out, and it means the fight goes a distance when really it would have been a stoppage. And it makes it basically encourages, or it's basically an advantage to lazy fighters. And it's a disadvantage, or it goes against fighters who are trying to win. Because arguably you can just turn up and tuck up and survive. And then at the end of the fight you can say, well, I didn't get stopped. One of them ones. Oh, you know what I mean? Oh, at least I didn't lose. Or at least I only lost on points. So many people turn up and use that excuse. Oh, well, especially when someone's used to stopping people. They say, oh, well, I survived. I'm the only one to survive him. Well, we can nip that in the bud with 4-ounce gloves. With 4-ounce gloves, there won't be no surviving, in my opinion. You'll be getting chinned. Because at some point in them 12 rounds, one of them shots is going to go through clean. And that's night-night. Especially when you compound the power of boxers. If UFC cats are putting people out, you best believe boxers are going to be even more ferocious. And think of the body shots as well. It's bad enough with 10-ounce gloves on. Imagine them knuckles digging in. And unfortunately, because of the way UFC is, we don't see much body work. To be honest, even in boxing, we don't see much body work. But again, I think some of that's attributable to the gloves. Because with them big gloves on, in certain defences, it's hard to land on the body. When you've got your elbows in and the gloves, it's hard to find a point. But you take them gloves off, and you ain't covering all the body all the time. It's a lot easier to find points. And also, your hands are a lot smaller, so it's able to get through the crevices. And you can touch the different areas. It's much more precise. You can play, what's that doctor game? The doctor one where you pick out the different organ body parts. That's what I'm talking about. With 4-ounce gloves, you can play doctor. So I don't know. In fact, all I know is someone, whether it's, I don't know, Triller, DAZN, someone needs to innovate. It's been done. The precedent's there. I'm not sure whether it can be done at the promotional level, but, well, think about it, actually. UFC, there isn't a special mixed martial arts commissioner. For example, in Las Vegas, it's the Las Vegas, Nevada Athletic Commission who does the boxing and the UFC. So if they're clearing the UFC to wear them little gloves, what's the difference in boxing? I mean, get the WBC, and they love making goofy stuff, diamond belt and whatnot. Get WBC on it, and make another belt for it. And listen, let's play it off. See who wants what. And that'll also, they've got so many belts anyway, for nothing, that make no difference. You've got 4 belts of the same thing. Oh, we've got a diamond belt, we've got a gold belt, we've got this belt, that belt. You might as well make another one. Make a 4-ounce glove belt. And you watch how many fans pour in to watch that. I'm telling you, I'll be watching that. I'll be just intrigued to see like, how much difference it makes. 100%. Where's the innovation in the sport? I just don't understand. Why ain't no one talking about this? I think it's literally massive. It'd be massive, I think. Seeing them gloves chip people's chins with boxers' skills and power. Wow. Anyway, I'm dreaming. But someone, Jake Paul, Triller, them cats love that fruity stuff. Do it. Especially as it pertains to Jake Paul. You're fighting UFC fighters anyway. Give them that. And it adds to your power. I think, listen, man, these cats, I don't know what they're doing. I don't know what they're doing, man. They need to bring the YB in. I'll be the marketing lead on this one. And that's another thing. That'll be a marketing dream. Ngannou. Fury in MMA gloves. Wow. That gonna do pay-per-views. Like a Emma. Like an Emma effer. It's gonna do pay-per-views anyway, but with them gloves on. Man, that's what we need to see. With boxing gloves on, it just dampens it. I've seen how that plays out already. As such. It's nowhere near as explosive. Anyway, this fight, I want to see it. I think in the heavyweight division now, no one ain't going to beat Ngannou, I don't believe. I would like to see the Stipe rematch, but down the line, AJ and Fury got to fight first. That happens 2 years from now. Fury and Ngannou. I'd love to see that in UFC gloves. Who wins? In UFC gloves, I'm backing Ngannou. In boxing gloves, I'm not sold. I'm not confident. Having seen Tapper and how much he changed, he was icing dudes with one bang. He put them big gloves on and didn't do nothing. Floyd actively says to this day, "I'll fight Tapper until I'm 70 because he ain't got no power." When he said that, I was done. I was done with the UFC at that point. I thought, nah, man, these cats are fake. This is WWE 2.0. Done with it. That said, you can't deny, with the 4-ounce gloves on, these cats get it done. That's what needs to happen now. There needs to be a campaign. I don't know why. Why is it no one ain't talking about this? Why ain't Eddie Hearn thinking, you know what, let's bring this in? Worst comes to worst, put a promotion on if no one likes it. If people say no, because, genuinely, if there's any boxing hardcores out there, yeah, who would be against that? Is there any man out there, yeah, who say, 4-ounce gloves, nah, I'm not feeling it. It ruins the prestige of the sport, or it's something new, innit? That's what I think. Things have to move on. Look at the UFC. People would have said that weren't going to work. They said, oh, it's barbaric. Now it's arguably dominating boxing. Week in, week out, Dana White's doing good 100k pay-per-views. In boxing, Dillian White's in the top 3. He only doing 300k. And you got women, which is great, but I'm saying you got women doing 500k, 400k. With Nunes and Cyborg. I think they did even more, to be fair. So, that just shows, if you stay the same, if you stay static, you stay static. And it makes me laugh. These belts keep making more belts, thinking it's adding value. Oh, we made a diamond belt. Oh, we made a money belt. How about a 4-ounce glove belt that actually makes a difference? Giving them different names, who gives an F? Oh, I've got a diamond belt. All that does, yeah, is add more confusion. If you make a belt and add a characteristic, i.e. different gloves, everyone can work with that. You can't work with just giving it another name and slapping the same product on it. You wonder what these cats are doing. These organisations with hundreds of people in it, no one got no voice.